I'll speak true.
Well, hello there and welcome to the Heed Army podcast. We've got lots and lots to talk about. We've got a special announcement from the podcast and we hope that you'll enjoy what we've got to tell you and get behind it. Also as well, there's new shirts. We've seen them. We will talk about them later on. We've had a manager departure. We've had a manager arrival to quite the fanfare online. A lot of contrasting opinions. So we'll get right into that. Also, as well, the pre-season fixtures are out. We've got some decent ones and some old staples as well. So remember, this is a fully interactive show. We'd like to say thank you to our sponsors, Northern Print Solutions and to Hope and Glory, who have got us our podcast T-shirts here. As you can see, we're wearing it here. Steely's got his. Let's have a look. Woo! There we go. Steely's got his T-shirt. And Mickey, I didn't get him his. He's wearing his AC/DC one, so he's still looking good. He's still looking good. So there we go, boys. Quite the fanfare this afternoon. A lot of people not expecting Alun to be the manager. A lot of people using the words of, well, they were expecting a manager with EFL experience, shall we say. But what comes with EFL experience comes with EFL money. And we all know that, the club isn't a rich club. I think a balance of expectations and reality we have to deal with at the moment, and stability. The club has to get back on an even keel to as much as it can be for a football club. Not many make money, but it has to be in a place where it can continue to run. So as I say, you can see in the corner there, the chat facility does put up the latest messages. There we go. Look at that. We've got the new Jersey Heed in there, Simon Cox, and so they're coming up. We'll be putting up messages as well the normal way. But boys, quite the 2 weeks since we've last been on.
Has much happened?
I don't know.
Well, to be honest, I'm backing off, and I am. I backed off because it's Damie Heeding, and I'm going to back as soon as this podcast's finished. I'm backing off again for another fortnight. So, but today, as soon as Alun Armstrong's been announced, my phone just went bonkers. Was he my first choice? Probably not. But I did say, and I have spoke to you, lads, on the Heed. What they call it, the WhatsApp group.
He was in the collective top 5, wasn't he, of candidates?
Yeah, Alun Armstrong was in there.
Yeah.
And I think
it's a realistic.
People are disappointed, but you've got to give him a frigging chance.
You've got to give him a chance. It's also quite a realistic sort of signing for us as a manager. I mean, as you said, Davey, at the top there, we can't afford an EFL manager. I mean, we would love it, wouldn't we? Of course we would, but we haven't got that kind of money. So it's quite a realistic sort of manager.
And something we've always said, and this isn't to have a dig at fans or anyone, but please be realistic about how big the club is. We said it even when we won the FA Trophy, or we got 2 FA trophies in a row, we were punching above our weight, and we did quite possibly the impossible of pushing the big boys for 2.5 years. We said it was the golden era of Gateshead Football Club. Long may it continue. It might even come back. You never know. We might find some gems, and Alan gets the lads firing. There is peaks and dips in football, and we're in the middle of that at the moment. And I think we've got to realise we're not a big fish. We're not a big fish. And
Look, we've tried competing for the last 2-3 years with the big boys. We fell short. Yes, last season was the season before, sorry, when we got kicked out of the playoffs was extremely, extremely disappointing.
Yeah.
And I can see where the lads are coming from with that. We fell way short in the second half of the season, 2 wins in 14. The lads and the management have got to carry the can for that, and the board as well, because of what was going on in the background.
I know. I think the expectation level was going up as well all the time, wasn't it? Wembley playoffs.
Well, look at the first half of that. The first half of last season, we were flying.
We were world beaters, honestly. Yeah.
I mean, but that was the thing. We knew we couldn't afford to keep that squad. There was always going to have to be sales because we were flying too close to the sun. And people last year and were going, well, where's the money gone off Oseni into running the club? There was no pocketing or glory of let's have a cigar. We've sold a player. There was, thank God we can pay the bills next month. And I don't think people get that.
And also, I think as well with the manager change as well with Carl, it was worth a go, wasn't it? I mean, because it worked for Robbie Elliott. Robbie Elliott had no experience. He just came sort of through the ranks of Gateshead and we just got him in and it worked. So, let's be honest, we tried with Carl. It didn't work, and it fell flat on its face a little bit. So,
well, before we go any further forward, of course, we've got our, our graphics here. I'm going to remove that chat thing; it's distracting us in the corner. We'll just keep it the original way. But as I say, topics there. 1 second, we've got Armstrong in Hope and Glory, of course, we're podcast sponsor partner. Mag's departure, Tinkler moves on, pre-season announcement. We've got a special announcement, everybody. But first things first, let's just get into it and say all the best to Carl Magnay. Football is littered with these stories where, a popular player comes back to manage the club. It doesn't work out. And, I don't want it to mar, for me, it won't mar his, his history.
No, God, no.
A promotion win, 3 Wembley appearances for Gateshead, 2 under his belt, and part of the coaching staff that won the FA trophy. So, regardless, I know he's went on to South Shields with Busted, and I wish them all the best, but not too much, of course. I like Carl as a human being. He's a lovely bloke. His family's lovely. I know they've dived in deep with the podcast. I just wish him all the best. It's just a real shame that this just didn't work out.
It could have been a great story, but it didn't.
It could have been absolutely amazing. But Mags is gone. Do you go down the same boat where you're going for someone like Catamol or Patterson, who was announced? Do again with them? Another ones who have got no experience.
Well, you see, this is the thing. Obviously, we're moving to here. Obviously, Armstrong arrived.
Yeah, we've got to get into it. It's the turning point, to be honest, lads.
Yeah, I mean, we've got the rumour mill was in full effect, and then expectations were raised through, pitter-patter across Twitter, across Facebook. It was seen. Then, private messages going all over the place. Try not to read into any of it until it's actually announced, because until it's announced, you don't know who it is. And I'm not going to rant to people because everyone wants to know information as quickly as possible. But I don't know what the infatuation is now to know it before it happens. No, seriously. For me, I like a surprise sometimes. I don't know what it is. It may just be age with me. When I get old, I just like to have a surprise. But at this moment in time, all football, and I think there's some Twitter journalists that are very guilty of this, that have made a career out of putting something out beforehand, and it's become the norm.
It's the way of the world.
And it is the way of the world. But I've said this loads of times. I'm not trying to be almighty or being condescending, but the where we are in the scheme of things, we can't afford to have loads of tittle tattle online because it's such a small thing, and football is a tight community. We know rumors go around anyway. But is it any good helping it by retweeting and putting it out, all the guesswork, all the stuff that you've heard from a bloke down the bar after he heard it in the butchers? To me, it just feels counterintuitive. we've got nothing to gain from it.
But that's the way it is now.
Yeah.
I mean,
I know.
And we want more information of the football club, which has been sadly lacking in the past, and it has.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now we're starting to see it, but they're not gonna announce who was on the shortlist, are they?
No.
Anyway, on God's earth, are they gonna do that?
No.
And
of
then,
course, when there's so many clubs wanting managers as well. Yeah. So yeah.
Can we put a positive spin on? Can we welcome Alan to the club?
Yeah. I'm looking forward to
absolutely.
You know what I mean? Remember, he's a Gateshead lad. Fair enough. I know it didn't work with Carl being a Gateshead lad, but look, he's here. He's already working at Gateshead College, so he's familiar with the surroundings. No doubt, he's probably watched a fair few games when we've had the college lads get into the team as well.
Right.
So it's not like he's coming in blind. You know, he's got
probably watched the game. To be fair,
sorry,
he's probably watched the lads stream.
Yeah. I've probably even been involved, I would imagine, when the kids have been there. So
I mean, I was just looking at his record as well. Like Blythe, he was there for 3 years. He did well. He did extremely well. You know, on no doubt a shoestring budget. Blythe don't have much money, and he took them into the playoffs, and I think they got beaten the semis off Altrincham. You know, he did well up there. He was punching above the weight there. So he knows what it's like to come into a club with, let's be honest, not much money, scraping around trying to get this, that, and the other loan players, whatever. So,
but I know a lot of people have said about his Darlton record, but he did well at Darlton when he was there. Obviously, most managers when they leave, it's on a downward spiral. It doesn't matter what football. Jose Mourinho's left clubs on a downward spiral. You know, like
absolutely,
you've got to take them at face value of what happens at your club, not what's happened at another club, because. God, we know all the ins and outs of what's happening at our club. Do you know the ins and outs of what's happening at Darlton or Blythe Spartans?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's put this way: he's gonna come in and he's experienced enough. He's gonna be decent firefighting. But it's like our fighting blazers with water pistols. That's what I want to know. I've heard his interview today, and it's very about bringing kids through. If we are just going to play with a team full of kids. No, I don't think a lot of questions going to be asked.
I think it's going to be a case of utilizing the academy, because in the past, instead of giving them kids a chat like we did at the back end of the season, we put a few in. But instead of doing that, we initially went out for loan players that weren't very good. I don't want to slate anyone, but I mean, would you the two players that come in just before Rob left or just after Rob left?
Ryan Carr and Josh Home. Yeah.
Now, would two academy kids have done any worse?
Yeah. True.
Well, I certainly know Connor Panny and Benton John wouldn't have done any worse.
Exactly. So it's going to be a case of utilizing what he's got, and I'm probably going to give out a surprise, but it's not a surprise. There will be a talking with Bernard McWilliams and the new gaffer within the next 2 weeks before this roughly.
Oh, nice. Excellent.
So people are wanting to know, what is going to go on. They're going to have their chances to put the questions to Bernard. He's going to front up. He was going to come on the podcast when we hopefully had the announcement last week, but it didn't happen. And he was going to, and he said to us, any question, nothing's off guard. I'll answer it to the best of my ability with what I can. So Bernard is, obviously the new chairman. There's a new vice chairman on the way as well, I believe. So we've got to, things will be answered, but give it time. So they've got a lot of things to do and get things in place. We've got a message here.
Can I come in there, Davey? Before, sorry, you read that, and then I'll come in with my thing. Sorry,
we haven't got off the FIFA's naughty list, so we're still under transfer embargo. I believe that was kind of dealt with, or it's already dealt with. And don't be fooled. There's other clubs in the league that are under that as well. They just haven't put it out. We're talking big ones and medium ones as well. So that it's not, it's not an uncommon thing, but it's just that we've put it out. They've went, they've give clarity on that. Sorry, Mickey. So I'll let you go forward there.
What if before anything else, all I want is Bernard, whoever else, to build a structure at this club. So we've got firm foundations, not the sand we're built on at the minute.
Yeah,
firm foundations where there's people in the offices on on a regular basis to answer the calls. Bernard's at the top, the vice chairman, then someone else, and then the office. And if they inquire about a shirt, it goes to whoever's running the club shop. If it's and then people want tickets for hospitality, the person in the office goes and gives that to whoever's running hospitality. We need a structure in the club first and foremost before we do anything.
Well, I think I had a brief conversation with Bernard this afternoon, and I think that is the agendas he wants to put across and take from the fans at when they have this meeting with the fans.
Well, that's what needs to happen.
More professional behind the scenes.
Or more communication, as we've always said. But I think Alan should be given a chance. Definitely, we've got. Say, how did we lose identity? Going to be interesting to see how we do. I think it was a case of, I'd say right the way back to just when Steve Watson took over. Steve Watson didn't have a big budget, and he utilized the academy and brought players in looking for hidden gems. That was the way we were doing business.
Yeah.
We did that when we were in the National League North. Those players come in, because we were still living off the reputation of developing Tom White and the likes of
John Mellish, Elliot Forbes.
Yeah. So, and we have kind of drifted away from that slightly. Yes, we've had a few like Ollie Thompson who are still, on the fringes. Connor Panny, who I believe should have got a bigger chance than what he's had over the last few years, but I'm not on the training pitch every day. I don't know. But, I think, to have maybe the players training with the first team a bit more, the ones that they think and match the experience. I know we were doing that a little bit under Carl, but as soon as we got players back in, then players just seemed to disappear, didn't they? So I hope that they keep a good mixture, of experienced players and the youth. And I think that's probably what the identity is about, being the team that brings people through.
Yeah, I mean, I felt sorry for some of them. Because like Bramwell, he's been released now. Bramwell come in and done it. He went out on loan, never got used. He's sitting in the stand. I mean, was it the Southend game? There was about 12 players sitting in the hospital.
There was games where he didn't look out of place, playing at the back. So, but we were so disjointed at times, and it didn't feel like a team spirit out there. But we've got, look at the pedigree of players. He had a Dalton, he had Beck, Nicky Hunt, Adam Campbell, Marcus Madison, Moke. He can attract players, and he does know good players in the non-league system. So hopefully he will be able to pick out some,
he'll have contacts, won't he? He'll build them up over the years. Yeah.
And we'll have to find out who
he's. Not a mug.
Oh no. And also, I believe he's bringing in an assistant as well with a good caliber. So I think that'll probably be tomorrow.
There
is a press conference tomorrow, so we'll find out then. We've got 1 second. Johnny Gray has put: has the FA Trophy risen expectations to unrealistic levels? Quite possibly. 2 Wembley Grandstand finishes in a season, and we can talk
two playoff runs as well at the league.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's risen expectations.
Beating some of the big teams, and we got excited, didn't we? We all, we were all thinking, "Oh, we've got a chance here," but I think we all knew in the back of our mind that was our chance. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't do it there, it's going to be a while before you're going to get another chance. Who's to say, Alan can't, craft a team together in a team spirit? You never know. You don't know how strong the league will be this year. But I think managing expectations, I think, has to be realizing how big or how small we really are.
To be honest, if we finish anything other than above 14th, I'd be absolutely shocked.
Well, Will Gregg's put fair comments. Armstrong just doesn't inspire the fans. Give him a chance. He's only been in the job since 4 o'clock.
How do we know?
How do we know?
He hasn't been on the touchline yet. And by the way, if that's true with the 5-match ban,
what's that?
There's a document going on there. He's got a 5-match ban. But I was saying beforehand, before we came on air, maybe he's already served that with being on the touchline for the college in the development leagues. So that might be a non-starter. That, but once again, the sleuths are out, rightly or wrongly. Thomas Boyles put evening. Them comments haven't been great. Writing him off before he's even set foot on the dugout. Yeah, completely agree.
I've never seen a new manager arrive with such negativity.
I'm a bit flabbergasted by it, but I mean, everyone's entitled to their opinion. But the malt guy, his interview was promising, but a bit worrying. He seems primarily looking at trimming experience in using academy lads. We'll just have to wait and see. We've got. Speaking of coaches, one of the academy coaches came to school today to run some drills, and he seemed better than Carl. Carl Magnay. Okay, were you playing under Carl Magnay? I didn't find that nice putting a dig in there. We got farewell.
Look, everyone's entitled to opinion.
They certainly are, but not when they're not on the training pitch to criticise them. Of course, Robbie Tinkler, a fantastic servant. Three stints with the club on loan from Middlesbrough initially, then signed and left, and then came back again. And Mr. Consistent, knew you were going to get an honest game out of him. Put his body on the line. I think safe to say,
heart out there, didn't he? You always got 100% from Tinks.
I think safe to say he probably played with an injury for a lot of last season. Did look like he was struggling at times, but that didn't impair his game. He always give it his all, and lovely bloke, lovely family when they come to games and stuff. And I wish him all the best. Of course, if anyone doesn't know, he has signed for South Shields, so he's joined the Gateshead contingent there. So all the best to him. But yeah, it's a sad one.
It's gutting because I think the world of Robbie Tinkler. I think he's a great player. It's like you say last season, while our injuries, that lad was probably playing through the pain barrier himself.
Yeah.
He's been a good servant to the club, and I can just say thanks, Tinks, because it's been an absolute pleasure watching you. I remember when he come back for the third time. I was sitting on the settee when it was announced, and I just had this big grin like a Cheshire cat. I was delighted he was back.
I was buzzing he was back. I mean, I took that photo there, the one on Wembley pitch. You come running, screaming at us. It's great. But no, it's I say, just
top professional, just good, great guy on and off the pitch.
Left with silverware as well, and that's how you want any player to do that. We'll go back to the comments. As I say, this one's from Nathan. Direct quote used from AA's interview. It might not be the heights of previous years, but we've got to accept the challenge. Very worrying mentality.
It's more realistic.
I think he's just being honest.
I think he's being honest and realistic. I think we might have a relegation battle on our hands, and we might just be mediocre.
I can't see we're finishing above 40. I really can't.
It could just be mid-table mediocrity. But unless there is a rich man that can get it over the line to buy the club, then that's what we have to accept. We've said before, was it Icarus that flew too close to the sun? Thankfully our wax hasn't fully melted. We can still have a little flap.
Hey, there's some education for you, Mickey.
Yeah.
I'm thinking ancient Greek mythology. Wow.
Yeah, but we've still got a bit of hot wax holding the feathers together, so we can still have another flap. We might just get up to the clouds, not towards the sun. But yeah, it's Armstrong has set a very low bar. Has he? Well, you haven't seen his first signings yet. I just think that the negativity. Yes, everyone's entitled to their opinion.
Yeah.
And I just think it's been.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Give him a chance.
Yeah, give him some games. Give him, God.
Yeah.
Look, if he turns out in a few months' time, and we are looking absolutely bollocks, then the club's got to account for what they've taken on.
Yeah, that's
but for all we know, we could shock everybody. We could be sitting here this time in 6 months thinking, I didn't see this coming.
Yeah.
I don't think we will, but we could be.
The thing is, folks might have their doubt about Alun Armstrong, but look at the squad of experienced pros under Magnay, fell to poop the second half of last season. Yeah. I mean, you look at that team on paper, and you've still got. I mean, what we haven't mentioned is Alun Armstrong was a top striker at the top level. My memories of Alun Armstrong was when he was playing for Ipswich, because I was out on the drink in the big market on a Thursday night when obviously the UEFA Cup was on, when he was playing for Ipswich, and he scored against Inter Milan. And I remember thinking, Christ, he's from Gateshead scoring goals there. I wish he was playing for Gateshead. But the man has played at a very, very high level, and he knew how to score goals. Now he can work with Frank Nouble, Jovan Malcolm, and
absolutely.
You got to look at the positives, everybody. He's going to be able to work with the forward line.
Yeah.
We'll see who his coaching staff are, and just give it a chance. I know everyone might have had the hopes up or whatever, but I just think I can't remember coming into this.
By the way, as well, I know we are going to lose some. That's inevitable. But we've still got. It's a decent team on paper. I look at that squad and think that's actually decent. We're not completely relegation.
We look good on paper, but it's whether they're any good on grass, because it proved last year some of them weren't.
Well, different manager, different mentality. Different core beliefs, different ways of doing things. Everyone's different. They might be similar, but they might have a little
different eyes on the squad.
Yeah.
That's right.
So they might see a player in a different position and think, well, you might be a little bit better higher up the pitch. We'll see how he tinkers to get onto it. But we've got
But that's why we can't rule him out now. For God's sake, give him a chance.
Well, we've got there. Alan's been realistic. If he had have said we'd be challenging for promotion, he'd paint a rod for his.
Yeah.
I think he's got paint.
Plant a rod for his own back. I think he's meant.
Yeah, or he's went to paint a cross on his back. He's got halfway between the two of them, but we know what you mean. We've got. I would like Militant of manager, says Mason. I think he's probably wanting to go on to higher things or a bigger club. That's why he's probably left Halifax, because of probably similar budget to ourselves, or maybe a little bit more. But so
it wouldn't shock me if he was in the running for the Notts County job.
Yeah.
Really? No.
Thomas Boyles put no links to me this time. I meant with all the that must have been a little shout back to the message. We've got a load of messages, so I'm going to quickly get through them here because we've been
file them off.
Geordie lost too many experienced players. Surviving next season is the target for me. Spartans actually spent money under Armstrong, which was a change in fairness.
Okay, Nathan.
We've got Blythe have been spending at the level at the time. Glad Heed Army podcast team's being positive. Nathan again, honestly quite worried about this appointment. Relegation form for 9 months until Darlow pulled the trigger and we're left with a 5-match ban to uphold. Well, we don't know if that's there or not. That could be gone if he's been coaching in the development leagues. Given the lack of funds, I agree it's a case of make do and mend. We're likely to have the youngest and least experienced squads in the league. No senior players left, as it was so. See, I think people's overreacting. So to sell the youth team, we still got a lot of players, and I don't care who you are, you can't sell all your team because no one's going to buy all your team. You've still got Akinola, you've still got Kenton Richardson, Joe Grayson. At this moment in time, you've got 2 goalkeepers in Booty and Shelby. They're not too shabby. All right, then we go further around the pitch. You've got Brandon Horton. That I think people just need to simmer down. All right, just the panic button doesn't need to be smashed. We haven't even played a game yet. And that's the annoying thing. We're trying to build everyone forward. Right, we got here, and I'm not being a mouthpiece for the club either, because there is things that need to be sorted. Like Mickey said, behind the scenes, we need to have better communication. There needs to be better structure in place. Definitely, I'm not all that, but let's give the man a chance. Is there any location they're talking yet? No, I probably shouldn't have talked about it, but they are planning one. But also thought it was bizarre for a few loan players coming in who did nout. The team was safe. May as well have given the kids a chance. Yeah.
An opinion.
Is Alan part of an established foundation? We seem to might be relegating Alan has experienced at the level before longer to rebuild and get us back up. We haven't even lost a game, man.
We haven't even played the game yet.
Need to be everything to do with the club. Yes, it is. We've been doing real. I'd like to welcome Alan to the club, says Paula Chapman. Let's put the negativity on hold for a bit. Wonder who his backroom staff will be.
Well said, Paula.
Yeah, definitely. We've got Northern Beast Media, the man with the magical fingers online for making beautiful artwork. Jamie's just sent a message there. I think it was his birthday the other week as well. So belated
happy returns.
We're going to have one of the lowest budgets, if not the lowest budget in the league. Well, wait till you speak to Bernard. We don't know that. Just because something, that everyone's going like maybe it'd be a reduced budget, but if you reduce it by 5%, that's still a reduced budget, isn't it? So let's see.
There's some sweeping assumptions here, isn't there?
Yeah, a lot.
Well, I'm assuming it's going to be less than more than 5% now.
Yeah, nothing against the current board, but it's obvious the money just isn't there currently. I think the club should be up for sale, just to test the water, see genuine interest. So be it. Well,
are we just constantly up for sale?
I think every football club's up for sale at this level.
Anyone could come in now and just give them some.
Well, after what happened last season, I'd rather just plod on and do what we can ourselves.
Yeah. Mason's chucking a name in the hat here, presuming Darren Holloway will be his assistant because he was his assistant at Blythe and Darlington. Well, as I say, I love Darren Holloway when he came to us. Just a pity his body was letting him down. He had a fantastic game up at Blythe, a 45-minute display that was like bloody Beckenbauer. He won everything. At the time, his body just wouldn't.
It's hardly glittering, though, is it?
Yeah, no, but I take no, but like Brandon Honstrop, when you see those flashes of someone that just is a fantastic player. But it was just at that stage at that stage of his career, his body just wasn't his friend. In a gated shirt, but
he could read the game so well, could down.
Yeah,
so,
played at the highest level. So who knows? Vanessa, on a slightly lighter note, we have beer in the fridge and chocolate from the cupboard. How dare you?
Well done, Vanessa. I hope you're well, by the way, Vanessa. Sorry about Wickham.
I like Vanessa. Yeah.
We've got Thomas Boyle. I think Fan needs to lessen the comments on social media, writing him off before he even sat in a foot in the dugout. Need to get on his back. No need to get on his back already. We'll say need to get the season tickets on sale too. I'd imagine things will be in the offing. Surely 5-match ban counts in pre-season. Who knows? Any idea where Tinks has gone? Great Summit Club. He has signed for South Shields this afternoon. Mickey, hello fellas. I think the fans aren't giving him a chance for being sacked, but we need to be realistic and give him a chance. Yes. Maybe Alan can bring his son back to the club. Oh, now there you're talking. Luke Armstrong.
We couldn't afford him.
Yeah, we couldn't afford him.
Where's he at the moment? Is he in Carlisle?
Mark Hughes wants to keep him anyway. He's already said that he wants to keep Alun Armstrong.
Yeah. Right. Let's just let's lighten the mood.
Please.
We do have an announcement. Okay. Now,
drum rolls.
Drum rolls. We'll give it a little. Anyway, right here we are. We are absolutely buzzing to announce that on July the 24th, we are doing a live show from the Fog on the Tyne. And there's a big raffle. Now, we've got news on the raffle that we can give you tonight. We've got some epic prizes so far. Brilliant. But if you've got a business and you'd like to donate something, a prize or a bottle of wine, anything, we would gladly appreciate it, because all the money raised from this raffle is going to go 50-50 split between the foundation and the Gated Soul. Now, obviously, we want to put money back into both organizations, because the Soul is going to be more important than ever, and the foundation, as ever, does amazing things in the community, and we'll be talking about that all the way throughout the season, as ever. Right. And also, we've got a band on after the podcast. So the plans at the moment is podcast at 7, wind down with the raffle, and then the band will be on about 9 o'clock. So, and it's in the school holidays, and it's a family-friendly pub. So families are very much welcome. We'd love you to come along. Now, the management at the Fog on the Tyne, Fred, who has been absolutely amazing, is going to do a stripped back menu on and with some deals.
So I thought you were going to say a strip tease.
Oh no! Well, we might be able to talk him into it if I can get the nipple tassels. Fred is going to put on it like a reduced menu. So and
have a word with the foundation with the nipple tassels. Sorry, mate.
Yeah. Well, also he's going to put heat beer on the pumps as well. There's going to be a heat beer pump on there. And I'll just put us back in the screen with that.
That's class.
It is just a couple of the things that we have so far. The foundation has donated a slow cooker, isn't it, Mickey?
Yeah.
That's one of the prizes. The Fog on the Tyne themselves are going to donate a couple of bottles of wine and I think a meal or two as well to go into the raffle. And it's lovely food down there if you haven't been down. I know obviously we did the show down there when it was the schooner. Since it's been done out and they've got a new menu down there and I think a new chef. It's absolutely to die for. It's lovely food. We've had spoke to Bernard McWilliams. We're going to have some prizes to give away from the club as well. We spoke to our partners at Hope and Glory, and I emailed them this afternoon, I think about 5 o'clock, 5:30. I got an email back 10 minutes later, and they are going to give us a £100 gift voucher for their website. So that could get you 2 Gateshead shirts if you wanted the home and away. So that is going to be in the raffle as well. Wow. And we're obviously hoping to get more into that. So please come down. It's free night. Obviously, if you want to buy a raffle ticket, that's much obliged. We'd love you to do that. And then there's going to be a band on after. We'll give you the name of the band. I forgot the name of the band. It's my friend's band. It's their debut gig. So there'll be a lot of people there for them as well. But let's go down. Let's get the fan base, all together. Let's have a party.
Back to me drumming. Yeah. I didn't realise we were playing in the band as well.
Yeah, so Mickey's in the band. But yeah,
Mickey, your lead singer. What are you talking about?
Oh, yeah. Get in.
Yeah, so if anyone does have a business and they would like to, or a prize they could donate into it, it will be absolutely fantastic. It's going to be a lovely night.
What a night!
It's light nights as well. It's in the summer holidays, so your kids can stay up late. Let's just have a nice time together down at the Fog on the Tyne, and we hope to see as many of you down there as possible. Because when we did the 400th show down there, it was amazing, and let's hope because obviously we'll have played a few games. Hopefully, you never know, we might be able to get the manager down or if he's willing, and maybe a player or two, so we can make it a real event. And yeah, we'll have a belt, won't we, boys?
Well, I'm taking the radio mic.
Oh yeah, we've got the radio mic, so Mickey's going to be our wandering interviewer around. Who's the band? It's my friend's band. I can't remember the name of them. They've only just formed.
There's a plug for them. It's going to be great. It's going to be a great night.
He'd Army takeover, Fog of the Tyne pub. Yeah, we'll definitely do that. We got here. Does the band have experience? I think someone said, yeah. Nice, there's some right fishing audios. Oh, does the band have EFL experience? I don't know. I've got wedding experience, but yeah.
Well said, Johnny.
I was like, oh God, there's a snob. Also, as well, there is other new arrivals at the club. The new club doctor has come in as well.
Yeah. Yes.
I'll get his name while I'm on here. I'll get it on Twitter.
I thought he was going to be the manager as well, to be fair. I thought we're going to save like 2 wages.
Is it Mickey Barris?
Oh, you wouldn't want Mickey rubbing you down with an injury, would you?
Trina's offered.
Can you imagine if he's rubbing your ankle, you get a tab burn in the eyebrow at the same time? Gary Bartlett is the new doctor, so welcome to the club, Gary Bartlett.
Yeah.
It can be a raffle prize, a rub down from Mickey.
Oh, could you imagine?
Well, my calluses, I take all your hard skin. Exfoliating experience.
Yeah. got there's a lot more messages coming round. We've got one from
Let's put a smile on my face anyway. Goodness.
It has.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting. It's a good show the last time. We got the 400th.
Who did all the artwork on Gateshead High Street? Yes, it was fantastic. I'd love to get them on. Still can't believe it was the council who commissioned it. Yes.
It's taken down now, though.
Is it?
What?
No.
Right. Apparently it's been taken down.
I didn't even get a chance to see it. Gavin Rudd has put, I hope Alun Armstrong isn't watching this, so he'll be taking a look at social media. Not my first choice, but I'll give him a chance. God, these are all... God.
I'm the same opinion, mind.
I just give the lad a
but
chance.
At the end of the day, the man's got the chance to do it, and I'll back him.
Absolutely. Too right, Will.
Yeah. I'm rubbish at
We could have ended up with worse sight. I'm telling you. Julio Orgia, Nobby Solano, Elliot Dickman. I hope none of these are coming in as number 2 unless I'm fucked.
Language. Remember, it's a family-friendly show.
Mickey.
I like this one though. That Mickey's on a yellow card at the minute. I'm rubbish at Greek mythology. It's always been my Achilles elbow.
Hey.
Wow! Did it?
What a belt that was, yeah.
God, yeah. Let's give him a chance. It's a new manager.
He is. But no, it's nice. I mean, look, we haven't even got round to it when we talked about the strips before. Because obviously we did mention that the 1 second, I'll get rid of that comment off the screen if I can find it. There it is.
Get the strips up.
We'll get the strips up. There we go. There's the home top. As I say, really nice.
It is really nice. I think it's really, really nice.
The only thing I would, it's not being pedantic, but when we've seen all the other strips that had a gold lion's head, I would love a gold lion's head on there, but it's still beautiful. And then
I'm old-fashioned. I like a collar. I would look for collars again.
I didn't notice this till I was saving the pictures. The angel on the back, on the top of the shoulders.
Yeah.
So I didn't see that there.
Yeah. And then you've got the away shirt, of course.
That's nice, that isn't it?
I
love that one.
Yeah, it is nice. And of course, you've got the similar angel motif on the back at the top. It's really nice. And I do believe, that there could be another strip in the offering. So keep your eyes peeled. We've got, the pre-season has been announced. The old staple of going away to Hebburn Town to start off. A lovely little one, and the weather's always nice as well for that one. And that's on the 8th of July, Tuesday. We have Sunderland.
That's not that far away.
Yeah. Sunderland at home, of course. It's the usual split fixtures between South Shields and them, but we are getting the stronger side, being the higher in the pyramid. And of course, it's Premier League Sunderland now. So it'd be interesting to see who they assign the transfer market, to see if we get a glimpse of any international stars gracing our pitch. Then we've got we've got the Owen Bailey derby on the 15th. Against Doncaster. Then it is away to Blythe Town for on the 19th. Then we've got Dunstan on the Saturday.
The Hurst derby.
Yeah, that was the Hurst derby. Then we've got Spennymoor away and Darlington away. So yeah, some decent tests there.
Alun Armstrong derby.
Alun Armstrong derby, yes. We'll go into that, but no, I think it looks quite
reasonable. Good runouts, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Couple of decent. Doncaster League One, Sunderland Premiership. They're good runouts.
Apparently, we've been corrected. It's the model new derby as well. Yes.
Right. He's done really well for them. Look, Annie.
I'll be at all pre-season games, says Mr. Luke. I love the away shirt, says Alex Tempest.
Absolutely.
Stevie Lee is being a bit more positive, is because he'll give him 10 games. I like your style. The Heat, I bet I could do a better job on the tonneau than Ken. That's not very nice.
Hey, what's going on tonight?
Has everyone been taking angry pills tonight? Has everyone been taking angry pills?
I love Ken. I think he's class.
I love Ken. Ken, it is not that I want to divulge a man's age, but I tell you what, if I'm like Ken at his age, I tell you what, I'll be very, very happy. Similar
Oh, aye.
when they appointed Howe, fans were underwhelmed. Look how that turned out. Hopefully,
True.
AA can do the same. Yeah, there's been many appointments when fans have been underwhelmed by someone. You know,
Yeah, but to be honest, we haven't got the shake money. But we haven't got the money for the shake tin. I mean, the shake.
Shake and tin.
Let's ruffle some feathers. Neither's Newcastle got the shake money yet either. PPF, we can't play. We've got Steve Farnfield. See if I can find the underkegs and put them up as a prize.
Oh,
God, can you imagine that?
Wow.
The Tynes hygiene rating would go down to 0.
We'll definitely put the fog in the fog on the train with it.
Mustard gas. We've got was Widrington one, Mickey? Would you have had him?
God.
Oh, Tommy Widrington.
Yeah.
I probably would, to be fair. You know, he's done a canny job at Aldershot, in fairness to the guy. He's still a knob, but I mean...
A meeting with OnlyPan star Mickey Barris should be one of the prizes.
Oh, Jesus.
In the spirit of... The thing is, though, Mickey's feeling very left out in the world of Bonnie Blue, and what Mickey's going to try and do is he's going to try and do 1,000 pans in 24 hours. We do have the grease for his fingers to see if he can get, keep his fingers moving while he cleans all of these pans, but it will be live streamed and donations are very welcome. But not only that, he's inviting fans to bring their pans.
You know what is? I'm no different to anybody else. I'm just the same as every other fan in this football club. The only thing is I get to talk straight on here once a week.
Yeah, we've got Johnny Gray's asking if it's Metallica that's coming.
I hope so.
No. Yeah, we've got PV. We've got good to see the Fog on the Time back in the club and the band as well as a raffle. Better than the dues at the Workman's Club with crap beer on. Yeah, I mean, if you're just tuning in, we did say before there, I'll put it back up on the screen. We are doing another live night from the Fog on the Tyne. They had asked us, well, when the former landlord was still there, Paul, he asked us to do another one any time. Fred obliged as well, and we thought it's an opportune moment to do it, and why not when we can hopefully raise some money for both the great causes that support this club and go alongside it. So, and just to mention, say there's a raffle, there's a band on after the podcast. So do stick around, and they do like indie covers. That's where they do indie covers. So
good.
Yeah. But the raffles that we have a £100 gift voucher that's been pledged by Glory, so you can get all your Hope and Glory merch. There is also going to be a slow cooker donated by has already been donated by the foundation. There's going to be meals and drinks from the Fog on the Tyne, and the club is going to be donating something as well. And we're going to try and get more to add to that. So we've got the 24th.
I'm sure we'll find something.
Yeah, if you have a business and you want to do we'll definitely be willing to take your things on. Trina's just got to ask if she wants to be on the show,
Yeah, exactly. Just try to photobomb in the background.
Yeah.
We love you loads as well, Mickey.
Just filling me thing up.
Well.
Oh, aye.
Yeah. So we've got what's that? Steve Fawn people doing Donny and Blythetown only preseason games. I fancy the Craig Nelthorpe derby as well. There's a name out of the past.
Wow.
I forgot about that.
Scared, but there's a name.
Yeah.
Craig Nelthorpe. Jesus.
Wow. Yeah. The much travel. He I think he's had more clubs than Tiger Woods afterwards, isn't he? He's had quite on Wikipedia. It's quite the list. Yeah. And albeit all of the I've already played. He's already been all the preseason games. But yeah, if anyone's got any other things, any more rants, anything, if they want to give the manager 15 minutes of the first game, and then they'll start shouting for his head. If you'd like to know, Steely's disappeared. He'll be back with us very, very shortly. We've got here, let's all turn up the first league game of the season with our pans and bang them like the NHS, so Mickey could lend us banging them for the heed. So yeah, I mean, we could all go to the Angel of the North, and just rattle our pans, couldn't we? That would be quite good. So, Stevie,
Really?
yeah, we can rattle our pans. I think Wallace will probably hit us with a frying pan, to be honest. Did you hear that message? Could you hear what Steve Farnfield said?
No, I missed that. What did he say?
He's put, let's turn up the first league game with all our pans. We banged them for the NHS so Mickey could lead us banging for the Heat. I mean, I know that you may have clattered some pans in your time, Mickey, but have you ever banged any pans?
In temper, aye.
Oh, dear.
Not in the thrusts of love.
No, not the thrust of love. High pressure jobs working in the kitchen, I tell you.
I've got to agree with this. Sack Armstrong now, he was sat in the chair the wrong way. Yes, terrible for his posture.
Yeah.
It just shows you. But Agnew, you can always rely on this man for a good message. Good luck, Alan. Let's get the team settled.
I'll settle doing.
Yeah, definitely. But,
like I said before, let's get the club sorted first and foremost.
One question, because we had an idea about this, because these T-shirts are absolutely lovely, right? Now, we obviously can't manufacture them, but Hope and Glory can, and we were wondering, and we're going to word with Bernard as well, that if people did want podcast T-shirts, we were going to ask if they wanted to put them up with the Gateshead merch on their website, and all the money goes direct to the club. So we'll, if anyone would be interested, put a 1 in the chat or something, or say I would. But they are lovely material. Got the logo on and the Hope and Glory on the shoulder. So we're going to pose that question. It might not happen, but if there's enough interest, who knows? They may be able to make more of these, and it'll benefit the club.
And they're just coming on the shirts, by the way. Sorry to put it again. Steely, where are you at this current moment in time?
Me, I'm down in Beverley, in East Yorkshire.
So Steely's in Hull, Davy's in Gateshead. I mean, Gallus is obviously up in Harder Green. I live 10 minutes away.
I'm not get stalked.
I live 10 minutes away, yet Steely's managed to get his.
Steely called into my house on the way down from.
When you didn't say it to me, Carl, he said I would.
I didn't. He just turned up at 10 o'clock at night. So
I saw
that was a pre-arranged arrangement with Ella.
And I just
happened to be there.
Exactly. I was like, all right, Davey.
I thought you were gone.
Steely, is this going to be one of those things where, like, we look back and say that you disappeared to do a magic trick and take off that other T-shirt that you had on underneath?
It could be. You can see my face, how hot and sweaty I am. So having two T-shirts on wasn't a good idea.
Probably wasn't. No, not at all.
I just didn't want to strip off in front of the camera,
Yeah. Well, if anyone would,
when you're going away, I thought you were going away on holiday.
Who, me?
Aye.
No, not in August.
I must have dreamt it. I thought.
Remember when Newcastle gave free scarves? Gateshead FC should give away a pan on every seat.
You know me, old man.
Brilliant.
Have my face in it.
Just in the bottom. So when you're sharing your food, you always see Mickey's face.
It'll be the ugliest pans in the world.
People scrubbing and going, "Why's my pan burnt already?"
Just his beard.
But
I'm saying that I'm getting white beards now.
Mm-hmm. I mean, look, we've had a lot of people stay with us tonight. We're very appreciative. We hope that you can get down. We are going to be pushing the schooner thing at the Fog on the Tyne even.
Spread love that.
And we'd love you to join us. And
Mickey, amongst all the carnage, is there anything about the women's team? Nothing yet.
I've never heard a bloody thing.
No, that's fine.
I barely heard out about the first team. Never mind all the women.
I shouldn't have brought it up. I thought it was just worth asking.
Yeah.
Well, they have been mentioned in passing, haven't they? These lads seen it. I never seen it.
I saw it. It was mentioned in some of the press clippings or whatever it was.
Yeah. Obviously, someone spent the whole show without asking Davy's new haircut. I've had high blood pressure, and when you have high blood pressure, your scalp gets starved of blood, so you get a little bit flaky. So I've been moisturizing, so that's why the the new haircut.
Hey, that's a wonderful haircut. Look at that.
Yeah.
Wowza.
What can I say? What can I say? Steely's next. We've got, I think, all the talk of free pans when there's not one to piss in.
Well said, Colin.
That's comment of the night, that is.
It is.
It is, considering that Carlisle appearing way over the odds for their pans.
Getting too old to bang, bang, bang for 90 minutes. I don't think you ever could, Steve. What you yeah. Look, we had a little break there. We might do a show. I say I'd hope maybe do one later in the week. We'll see how the press conference goes tomorrow. If not, we'll put out videos of the press conference and stuff tomorrow and build out some stuff. I'm sure we'll have Bernard on in the near future, coming on the show. So
I think he'd be knocking at everybody's door, but he's got a list now.
But, look, I'm not. I don't want to sound like I was being condescending earlier, but just give the lad a chance. And you might be, you might be underwhelmed, you might be disappointed, but that's not Alan's fault. You know what I mean? That's your expectations. No. Just remember, we're a small club punching above our weight. We always have been, at this level, and the people are there fighting still to keep the club going. You may not agree with everything that's happened.
Exactly.
I don't always agree with what's happened, but they're the people that's doing it at this moment in time. I don't, we all hope for a takeover, with the trappings that come with it. It didn't happen, whether it's fortunate or unfortunate, I don't know. Time will tell. But here we are, and we've just got to get together, stay together, and get behind the team. Doesn't matter who pulls on the shirt. Let's get behind them.
Can you remember when we had name money, mate?
Yeah.
And we had the likes of Robson and Slinney, Ben Catnach. That was one of the best years I've ever had supporting the football club, because there was no expectations whatsoever.
Right,
and we had some absolutely belting away days.
Honestly,
the expectations, I think everyone's just saying relegation fight. Oh, we're going down. It's like, no, just we probably haven't got the clientele in the persons on the pitch to push for the playoffs again.
Yeah.
And I don't see why the club should put all the eggs in one basket and hope that we get in there, because what do you do the season after? You'd be in a worse position than what we are. Like, well, not saying we're in a bad position now, but you'd be more restraints than what is happening now. And look, I could be completely proven wrong. There could be bad things, there could be good things. I just don't know. But I just want to stay positive and try and keep everyone going forward.
It's not a case of just being positive. It's just let the lad have a chance, see how he does.
Let him have a chance.
Will Bridcut leave or stay? I don't know. Haven't a clue. I don't know. He might be working with the new manager. I don't know. But
by the way, this is not new just to Gates, though, is it? It's like all football clubs face this with their fans just jumping on. Because I remember Barnet at the beginning of last season, didn't they lose 3 of the first 5, one against us, in fact, and all their fans were up against the manager. In fact, the manager criticised the fans on social media in a press interview, and everyone was going, "Oh, get rid of him," and all this. Went on to win the league. You know what I mean?
Rallied them up. Look, no worse than Oldham.
Yeah.
All season they wanted Mickey Mellon out. Knew they're so far up his arse, you didn't even know where he starts and ends.
Well said. They wanted, even going into the playoffs, they wanted him out of the job. They said he's not good enough, get him out. Blah, blah, blah. And look at him in the Football League. So, give the guy a chance.
It's crazy. But look, we'll live to fight another day. We're moving forward. We've got a lovely party to arrange, and we hope all of you can be there with us. Steely is when you're back on the island, Steely?
Tomorrow morning.
So
you've got a
long drive in the morning, have you?
Oh God, you don't want to know what time I'm leaving here tomorrow morning. Boat at 9:30. Boat's at 9:30.
So you're
9:30. So you're leaving the house about 4:00.
Yeah, 3:30. Yeah.
Lovely.
So I'll have a few more beers first. Roads are quiet. I'll pop in, Davey, when I'm passing by.
I pop in for your breakfast.
Well, we'll say good night, girls, says Steve Farnfield. Massive thank you.
Yeah, Stephen.
Hit the like and subscribe. Thank you to our sponsors, Northern Print Solutions and podcast partners, Hope and Glory. Look, let's go into this season with optimism. Optimism, come on. Let's just all go into with optimism.
And goodbye, everybody, for the fortnight, because I won't be participating in any Gates attack unless it's something really exciting.
Yeah. Right. Okie dokie then. Bye.
See you later, guys.
Oh, hang on.
Lasses, people, folks.
Alun Armstrong's black and white army.
Might take a while for that to come up.